Hello, good to be here. Imagine you wake up one morning and there is an announcement you have to pay 50% less taxes, and it's much easier to pay. But honestly, I think it's only going to be imagination. If you look what has happened in taxation, usually we have to pay new taxes or higher taxes. And also the way it's collected, it's getting more and more difficult for the businesses. Yes, I have worked for tax and customs more than 15 years. I know what it is to collect. I have also worked for social insurance. I see what the governments are facing. People are getting older, how we finance our society. So basically, this is it. We have to pay more taxes. And the technology there is a key if you want to reduce the costs. Imagine you can fire your tax people because it's so easy to pay taxes, but nobody, actually what we are doing, we are hiring more tax people in our businesses. So. But Estonia is a small country, but I had to make a small slide about Estonia. But really, in Estonia, it's easy to pay taxes. Two weeks ago, I did my income tax return with my phone, 30 seconds. That's real life. Mostly people don't believe it, but this is actually how you can do it. It's so easy to make it so. And we have tried to develop our tax services and other public services quite easy to use. And actually, there are two things you cannot do in Estonia. You cannot electronically, you cannot marry, and you cannot die. So these services, we are not ready there. So let's see. A little bit about our company. We are a software company. We are focusing to help to collect taxes and also to do customs for the companies. We are developing one solutions for retailers, sellers, and also logistical providers. So we focus on how to help companies and also to deal with regulatory changes what have been happening. But last year, it was, as already my previous talker mentioned, that there are a lot of things happening. But last year we had Brexit, we had new EU VAT package. So, and I think it's very, what we see from our customer space, it's very difficult for companies to actually comply with the new regulations. And they are very different in nature also, because they are not the same. Yes, the minimum level of the VAT was abolished, that you have to pay VAT from the first cent if you make cross-border sales to UK or European Union. But actually the logic behind is very much different. And this is actually the future, because OECD has actually worked for this proposal that e-commerce platforms will collect all the VAT or sales tax. It depends on the tax region. So, and OECD has been promoting it for the years, and now we see that this is going to be the future, and it's a time when a lot of things have changed. A lot of everybody has to learn how the regulations are. And I can assure that from our discussions with our customers, for example, who are sending goods to UK, they even think that there is no VAT because in importation you don't pay. But actually all the sellers, they have to register in UK if they are cross-border sellers. So they have to register for VAT in UK. So, but on the other hand, the difference in UK and in EU is the transparency. But I will come to that on my next slide. New scheme, one-stop shop, and for import, ISS was implemented. So, and the biggest change here is that the destination country principle to collect VAT was introduced. Basically meaning that Europe became like 26 different regions if you send your goods. Yes, if you use ISS scheme, then it's easy. You can do customs clearance in one country. That's easy, yes. But if there is no ISS or the goods are over 150, you always have to send the goods in the country of destination if it's B2C sales and if it's not postal, e-commerce. And I think this is the most tricky thing and most expensive one. So how you handle it, because you have to do always, if, for example, if good lands to Netherlands and the recipient is in Spain, you have to do T1 and send goods to Spain. So basically, this is the most biggest burden to the business. How can I reduce the costs? Because if you look at the pricing that market gives, it's quite high, and nobody is able to pay that. Imagine somebody is ordering, I don't know, pants for 180 euros, so, and you have to pay fees extra. The T1 is handling everything like that. It's going to be quite tricky and costly. But we see also that the tax administration, the customs administration are still learning in Europe, that they are not quite there, but they already see that they need to take action. So, and the difference between ISS European solution and UK solution is that you have to declare all the goods in customs declarations, and every parcel has to have Aegis code allocation. So basically, it means a European system is much more transparent for the authorities. So in UK, you can use a special regime birds. You can still do bulk, and it's not transparent for the tax administration or customs administration. It's very difficult for them also to hunt down who are the real e-sellers and what are the volumes. So this is the difference. And every consignment has to be declared. So this is, I think, the biggest trouble here. And I cannot imagine you do it manually. You do it manually. Nobody can do it. So it has to be technology behind there. Unfortunately, there is technologies what can actually do it. And what was also introduced, and actually nobody can explain where this 10 years timing comes. You know, if you are a seller and you sell your goods to Europe, you have to keep records for 10 years. Nobody can explain. If you look, for example, tax laws in Europe, the time that tax authorities can go back is like 5 to 7 years. So if you look to mostly bookkeeping rules, it's 7 years. So, and nobody, we had discussions also with European Commission where this 10 years came, nobody actually understood. But of course, it's a big thing for Europe. Every member state has to agree, and that's why it was like put in place so that you have to keep records 10 years. So, and basically, for that, you also need to have a good solution that you can, your record is there, it's transparent, because in the regulations it says the tax authority, you need to make available the data immediately if they ask. So this is also I think quite burdensome for the businesses. So honestly, when we talk about with our customers, and when we have tried to explain what is ISS, what are the new regulations, quite difficult to them to understand. So even the tax experts see it's quite complex to find a good solution there. I remember one talk with our customer, and the customer said, "My head hurts, don't bother me with these regulations anymore." So basically, we have had some customers who have told us that we will send you data via our own tools like Excel upload or whatever. So, and then one day they stopped and said, let's do it fully automatic, because I don't want to pay to my bookkeepers so much money. So basically, I think this is the truth coming out from the businesses, that it's difficult, it's costly. What would be the future? if the goods are over 150 euros, as I mentioned, then you have to send the goods to the country of where the recipient is. I think it's quite costly for the businesses, and this is something it should change in the future, maybe to change the rate of 150 a little bit higher. Maybe it's the same as in US, like you have $800 here. This could be the change maker there. But I think that coming years, what is actually happening is that the tax administrations, they will try to handle, try to learn and try to enforce the new regulations. We see that now, for example, Dutch administration said that they will focus this year. It's official statement on their webpage that they will focus this year that recipients should be Dutch citizens if there is no ISS use. So, and they are saying that there are a lot of companies who are doing customs clearance centrally, but there are no ISS goods, and you cannot do it like that. So basically, this is what is happening, and it's quite complex. We had discussions with European Commission about 3 months ago, and they said that it was issued like 6,400 ISS numbers. But we know that already in China, there are companies who have sold more than 70,000 ISS numbers. So this is also a big thing that even if you try to be compliant, there is still somebody who is using your number and you may be hit. So, and for that, it is important to show that your bookkeeping, your transactions are transparent, and you can show the data to the tax administrations when it's needed, and they see it's compliant, that you have been compliant. And I see these kind of issues are coming more and more on the table right now because reality, the system is starting to work. This I already mostly covered. Actually, in Europe, there are few countries where the recipient can do the customs declarations themselves. So in Estonia, for example, in Denmark, in Finland now. And this is also a new trend, that maybe if you are a recipient as a natural person, you can also do a customs declaration yourself. But imagine, as a just normal citizen, you do customs declaration yourself. Most probably you will not do it. It's too complex. But this is also the technology can help to make it so easy that it's pre-filed for you if the data is there, and you just push submit button and declaration is made. So, and I think this is also one of the future trends. We, as Eurora, we have developed solutions for e-marketplaces that they can apply for ISS. It's fully automated. All this record keeping is taken care of for them. If they need ASIS code allocation, we also provide that. And on the other hand, what we have done is also that we have developed and made customs integration with most European customs. And we can offer for your businesses also to have this full solution with one integration, and everything is taken care for you. You don't need to worry what is going and what is happening back end. Our solution can take care of it. Thank you very much. Talk to you later.